What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with the Page, and today we're going to be talking through how my goals are going at the end of quarter one. Hello my darlings, welcome to the last video going through my quarter one and where we're at in my life. I have done the quarter year crisis tag as well as my reading stats videos, and today we're going to be looking at the goals themselves and where I'm at and how everything is going. So I have my reading planner that has my main goals, but I also have them in a digital format. So, I should also say that I set a lot of goals. Part of me cares if I hit them. Part of me is actively trying to stop giving a fuck and not worry because it's arbitrary, but we're here. I divide them into reading goals, community goals, and channel goals, and then I also have side quests for both bookish and community things. First and foremost are my reading goals. The first is my Goodreads, which I set at 52 books, and at the moment I'm sitting at 38 books out of 52. So I'm well exceeding this goal at 73% completed. Last year I ended up leaving my Goodreads goal at 52, so I'm probably going to do the same and then just see how far I can get. My next stretch is 75 and then 100. And then I like seeing where I can go from there. My next goal was, instead of reading big books, it was to make sure that 60% of my reading was over 300 pages. And I'm doing okay with this. Currently it's sitting at 60.53% of my reads being over 300 pages, which is fantastic. In February though, it did drop below it. So it's like, if we could keep the momentum throughout the year, that would be great. I'm curious to see how this fluctuates throughout the year, and I do think that I could end the year exceeding this goal, but throughout it I'm curious. I'm very curious with the challenges that I have running. Goal number 3 is to finish and or be caught up with more series than I start, and currently I've caught up with 2 series. I've finished 3, so we're at 5. I've started 4 novel series and 2 manga series. Oh dear. I'm just predominantly wanting to not start more novel series. For my mangas, they go into a different spreadsheet. They still count in the continuations and finishing, but I have them in a separate section. So for me, it's like the novel ones are the ones that I want to actively not try and start too many of. But we're doing okay. There's room for improvement, but I've got a lot of series that I needed to start for particular challenges, and once they're all started, I just gotta keep reading them. Number 4 is my bookish peeps control my life to get a bingo and or to complete the life challenge from each individual. I'm gonna load up my picture for that one. This is that. Hey, I do get to cross 2 things off. Excellent. I'm gonna need more bats. The 4 corners are actually my own personal ones that I've set for myself, and then in it we have 1 life challenge and 1 series. So this is where the starting the series is happening. I should be able to put the bingo board here in digital format. So I haven't done the randomized series. I've read 1 from Kara's fanfiction list. I haven't read the David Bad book yet. I haven't read a book with aliens settled on Earth, and I haven't done a flow day. I haven't done the charity event. I've read 1 out of the Full Metal series and 2 of the Helsing series for Ashes, so we're very close to getting that. Sydney trip I will be doing in May. Have not touched the Poppy War. Haven't touched Graceling. Haven't started Thursday Meta Club. For Amy, her life challenge is the first book of every month must go towards my 2024 goals, and I have so far kept up to this and will be able to continue to check this off at the end of the year. Free spot. Haven't started the Iron Face series. Number of D6 picks for Ash to read from my list, and I had to decide what those books actually were. So I can do this. I can mark it off because Ash and I actually made a video on it. So I'll leave it linked below if you're interested. So I'm gonna put the little bats over the text, and I will straighten those up later. But there we go. I have started Soul Eater and I have started Ice Planet Barbarians. I have not gone on a picnic. I did not do a jigsaw puzzle in quarter 1. I have read 1 more in the Timothy Blake series, but I haven't finished it. I also did my 1 week 1 shelf vlogs, so I can mark that off. Of course, it's on the other side of the fucking board. But so that one's marked off. Get a massage and relax, I have not done it as of yet, but will be in May. The 10,000 steps in a month. a day, 10,000 steps a day for a month is Ren's challenge. That is not happening till later in the year, but I do have plans for it. I have read 2 of the 3 Realm of the Elderlings ones, so I should be done with that soonish. And again, I haven't randomized a series yet. So, in numerical value, I've read 8 out of the 38 books I needed to for this challenge, which is a number. There's 21%. And I've done 1 out of the 10 activities from my friends. I then have the 4 for myself, which I've done 1 out of the 4. And this is the goal I've actively put the most time, energy, brain effort into doing, aside from abandoning my entire TBR and just reading through this entire list. And that's where we're at the end of quarter 1. Honestly, I'm so proud and I'm having so much fun with it, but it's definitely one of those that I sit there and I'm like, oh, this was a choice that I made. And my friends beautifully obliged in my chaos. I am having fun with it and I'm loving the series that I have been picking up. So I'm not mad, it's just time that I think about every day. After that, we have my goals that have little subsections. So for goal number 5, it's my 2020 to 2023 book hauls. For that, I firstly want to stay on track with my book haul revisited, and so far I'm on track. Then I wanted to read 35 books from my 2020 to 2022 book hauls. So 8 from 2020, 12 from 2021, and 15 from 2022. I'm at 1 for 2020, 7 for 2021, and 4 for 2022. So this is 34% completed. So banging with that, feeling proud, feeling very, very happy with that. Then the last subsection was to read half of my unread 2023 haul. And for that, I wanted to have 32 books remaining, so needing to read 16. I've read 10. So I'm at 62.5% done, which blows me mind. I was not expecting that in the slightest, and I'm very happy with that fact. I do know that a few of those were graphic novels, and I ended up getting my graphic novel for 1 week, 1 shelf, so that worked right into my hands. And yeah, I've just been going towards it, so it's been a fun time. I'm actually really, really proud of that. I do know that I had an adjustment component to the numbers because when I filmed my goals video, I wasn't quite sure what the numbers were going to be, but this is what we're going with at the point of filming. I do believe instead it was potentially 10 from 2020, 14 from 2021, or 16 from 2022, and then 11 books from my 2023 haul to put it at a different total. So it was like 45 or 50 from all 4 years. But I'm just going with this and we'll see where we get up to. And then the last reading goal was under my book buying. My budget for the year is $1,200, which I don't want to hit this. I would like to lower it, but I don't know what would be feasible, so I just keep it at there. I'm definitely on track. I've only spent $178.78. And then the goal to read 2 books off my TBR to be able to put 1 unread book on. No, this is the one goal that is so frustrating because I have been reading off my TBR, but I also acquired a lot. I have read 28 books off my backlist and 5 that I acquired in 2024, so that's 33 books. I could have added 16 unread books to my TBR to be on par and succeeding with this. I have 23, so out of the 38 books that I've acquired. And a few of those are the first books in series. So I'm like, oh dear God, this is interesting. So I have to either read 7 books off my TBR without acquiring any, and then continue to read more. Or I just need to work a lot harder. And it's interesting because I do feel like I am predominantly reading off my TBR. I can't remember the stats off the top of my head. Let's see if I can find it quickly. 87% of my reads have come off my TBR. But the influx, the Depop purchases, which is too strong. So I genuinely believe I can fix this. I think I can get there. It's going to take a lot of oomph from me to get there, but I think it's possible. I am reading a lot off my TBR for April, and I'm now conscious of this choice. And so I haven't been on Depop for a long while, which is great. And I also don't need to purchase more books at the moment. I have so many ones that I'm interested in, especially the ones I've already got. I can just read those. So that was definitely interesting to look back on and go, okay, this is a bit of a one that needs a light shining on it, nice and bright. The next component to help with that, 50% of my 2024 acquisitions be read to unread. I'm currently at 23% read, so we'll see. We'll see where I end up, what I'm doing. If I just continue to purchase things that I'm reading for challenges, continuing Soul Eater, or you know, all of that, then I can fulfill the book buying gremlin in me, but also be making it count because I need to read them this year. You know, that I can do. Am I? I don't know. I was also conscious of the fact that I got gifted, like I said, first books in series, which I still wasn't trying to go towards as much as I could avoid it, but who knows, there could be some really great series, and then if I just binge the series, then it's done and dusted, you know. We got options. The final component of this is $1 for every 100 pages I read off my shelf. And for that, I'm currently sitting at $120. That's pretty cool. I believe in myself. I just needed the flame up my ass to continue to do the thing. So that was my main reading goals. The next is my community challenges. So first is Bookstara, so reading the Greenbone Saga, which on track at the moment, and then for the second half of the year doing A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so on track for that. Second is Gerbitathon, and I'm so devastated. I've just fallen off with Bookemon and Bookish Peeps Control My Life. I just haven't put any spoons into this, and I feel so bad because Hannah is putting in so much fucking work for it, and I see the chat, I'm seeing everyone doing all the reading thing, and I could go back and I could assign all the things, I just haven't. So I might need to make that a priority to just spend a day sitting down and going through Gerbitathon and getting myself back up to scratch. Then my next challenge has been Bookemon, which I have completed 33% of it so far. So I don't know what that means, but sounds like I'm on track. I've completed the monthly ones. I'm almost done with the seasonals. So we're doing good. And I really enjoy like loading up the file and I'm like, oh my God, these are glorious. The next one was the Roadhouse Readathon, and every book that I've read's been assigned so far. So that's great. That's basically how I'm going through at the end of the month or every 2 months and just going back and being like, okay, what have I read? And putting in the details. Buzzwordathon is on track. I did read January's word in February, and I'm thinking I might need to do April's in another month. But is what it is. I'm sure I could go through and find things that I've already read that would work for it, but who knows. And then for TBR Knockout, again, still on track. So then I had my side quests. So I have my side quest, Bookish goals and community. So for Bookish, I wanted to read 1 book off my scratcher map. Haven't done that yet. That's fine. I'm fine with it. But I know I just like having it on here. My next is to read 6 non-fiction and or participate in non-fiction November. I've read 2. One was a graphic novel and then one was just a regular self-help book. And yeah, I really enjoyed the graphic novel memoir. The self-help one was pretty decent. The next is to finish my Rainbow Shelf. So for that, I've read 1. I managed to actually read 1, but I also added 1 because I've got Angie Thomas's On the Come Up, The Hate You Give, and then I bought the Concrete Rose, which has an orange spine. So I've put that up there. I haven't taken any off, so that's fine. But I've read 1 and I've added 1. So I still have 5 left, but I'm really hoping to get to the Angie Thomas's and finish off the Spinster Sisters, and then I can deal with Emmy on Oliver and the Kiss Quotient as I do. And then the last one was to read my 2022 extended self-destruct books. So I want to read by the end of the year 3 books. One of them is St. Martin's Press, so I'm not going to talk about it, but the other is Teacher and The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. So I want to have those read. Yeah, that's that one. And then for my community challenges, Orilium, I'm on track. So this came out after I'd filmed it and I wasn't sure how the layout was going to go, but it's exactly the same as last time. The prompts are definitely interesting and I'm like, oh good lord, but I'm on track for that. Then there was Read Your Bookshelf, which I haven't looked at yet. I'm sure I could go assign something post, but I just haven't sat down and done that. Then Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, again, haven't looked at it, it's just in there. And same for my A to Z challenge, I just haven't looked at it. So if we swap Gerbitathon and Orilium, yep, but that was the community challenges and all of that. So I feel like in terms of community and bookish goals, I'm doing well. It really was my book buying that I took a bit of a plummet for, but I can always change that. I can always turn it around. I don't have to buy books. And so finally, I want to talk about my channel goals. First was to bring back Cluedo, and we've done that. I am absolutely adoring having it back and being bi-monthly and a lot more flexible. It's so much fun. and I love doing it every other month. Then I wanted to bring back live shows and do those hopefully once a month at a minimum, and I think I've done that or I've done it twice in 1 month and then once in another month. So I've done it 3 times. We're gonna count it. Then Chaos Chats with Ash was a concept that I was tossing around, and it's basically just Ash and I like talking as we do over the dinner table and trying to solve the world's problems. We've been talking and thinking on it. We haven't actioned it yet, but it's definitely something that I would love for us to do, and I think would be a lot of fun. But it's also, we've got to be cautious because Ash and I aren't afraid to say the controversial thing or be the devil's advocate, and when you're putting that opinion on the internet, that could be interesting. But I'd really like to do it because getting to chat with him in a deep philosophical way has been so fun, and I would love to be able to share that with y'all. Then I wanted to do more themed vlogs, so 3 at a minimum, and I think I've done 2. So I did the 1 week, 1 shelf in February, so each week was reading off a new shelf, and then for Roadhouse Readathon I was vlogging each week, and in that, for week 3 I was really struggling with my reading, so I swapped my screen time for reading and did that, and it was fucking amazing. So I'm so happy that I did that, and I really am just finding so much fun with doing these reading challenges, so I'd like to continue doing them. I'm not vlogging for April, I just knew, but I will hopefully be vlogging in May because I want to do a little travel thing, but I also have to get the confidence to be able to film in public with people around, so we'll see how that goes. Then I wanted to find my groove with ideas and be more involved with my readathons and my friends events, and I definitely feel like I'm getting there. I'm not struggling as much for ideas, it's more just getting into the flow, and I went back to full-time work this year, so getting used to not having that extra Monday to film and edit has been a shift, and I feel like I'm getting into the groove with it. I feel like I've got enough ideas, and for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've been putting out a video every 2 days, so it's like I definitely have the ideas, whether it was vlogs that I weren't intending on and then added them in, but then I'm also thinking I'm probably going to take when I'm in Fiji off, so we'll see how that goes. And I definitely feel like I've done more with my friends, their readathons, and being able to promote stuff, and yeah, that's fine. Then promoting channels more is my next goal, and I definitely feel like I've done good with that and would like to continue throughout the year. Again, shouting out a plethora of creators, finding new creators and being able to talk about them is just a delight. I've done the booktuber shout out recently. We also, for Whodunit, have a booktuber wheel, so there's more people in there as well. Whodunit's back. Sufferathon is suffering. So we've just got a lot of things going on. I was supporting Mel with Roll of Breeds, and yeah, I just feel in a lot better place with promoting channels and being collaborative and having so much fun with it. And then finally, utilize the readathon form. Blessed to every single person who has put a goddamn readathon on that form. You have saved my ass at least 5 to 10 minutes every month with putting info on. For those that are unaware, each month I do a upcoming readathon video, and so I will go and find as many announcements as I can on YouTube, watch them, synthesize them into something. It's not usually pretty good, to just give the gist of what the readathon is and then talk about it. And I created a readathon form at the beginning of the year to be like, please put the information that I need in there so then I'm not butchering your readathon, which I'm prone to do. So I am very appreciative that people have been utilizing it, and then I've remembered to actually check it so then I can make my life easier, not having to watch as many things. I will still play the video in the background so that the creators are getting watch time on the announcement videos, like I would have to be doing it for the other ones that I'm watching anyway. So, but I don't have to actively listen to it because I have the information there, and so it makes it easier just to get that prep done, because the prep for the readathon video is intense. Oh, it's not intense, but it's time sensitive because I need to film and edit and get it out at a reasonable time, but I also have to watch every announcement video, see how long it's going for, get a concept of the gist of the readathon and be able to communicate that to other people, then order it and link everything. And so it's a lot that goes into that video, and I love it because I love being able to promote the readathons. And I know that I'm not a big channel, like, but I just know that people appreciate it and like having a communal source of that information. I love being able to do that, and it also helps me find readathons that I might have missed or ones that aren't on YouTube because I'm only looking on YouTube. If you say that it's predominantly on Discord or Instagram, I can mention that. That's easy done. So it just makes it that little bit easier, and it means the world to me because then I can continue to put out the readathon videos and have them included in it and not be stressing my balls out for the last couple of days of the month. So yes, that goal has been exceptionally wonderful and so helpful, and I very much appreciate everyone that has utilized it. So those are my goals and how I'm going so far. I feel like there are a lot bigger goals this year. Like, my bookish peeps are not one and done book. It's not one and done activity. It's extenuating throughout the year, which I adore. I think it's so much fun. Bookemon continuing throughout, and it's just the ones that I haven't managed to dedicate as much time into going and reflecting on where my reading fits for it that I'm so gutted at, because I do have so much fun with them. But I also need to remember that I also don't have an extra day this year. I only have so many hours that I'm not at work and that I want to be spending time with my partner and just having fun and being passionate about doing the things that I do. And Pokemon Go has me in a chokehold, and that's great. And I've also watched 4 new to me movies this year, which is really cool, because normally I don't prioritize it. I don't do that because, oh, I need to be reading. And I've definitely let that go. So even if the goals look interesting, we'll see where we end up at the end of the year. I'll obviously do a mid-year check-in, and then depending on where we're going, I will do a Q3, or if it looks like a dumpster fire or I've already exceeded too much, we'll just wait till the end of the year. That's the conclusion of my Q1 reading and where we're at so far. I'm really excited to see how this year goes and where I end up, what I end up doing, what I end up reading, if I manage to actually complete any of these in a way that is interesting. It should be a good time. But I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know in the comments, do you have goals for this year? I know a lot of people decided to veto them, and like, fair. Is there a community challenge that you're having fun working on? I know that Amanda from the Reading and Writing Life, oh sorry Amanda, she has been doing TBR games and like doing other people's, and then also the story graph challenge, and then same for Alison from Alison on a Book Break. They have their extras as well as all the chaos that they do for Magical Readathon. So I really enjoy seeing that level of chaos and it not be my level of chaos, and I'm just cheering you on in the background. So I hope that everyone's having fun with their reading. And yeah, so anything you want to let me know about where you are with your reading, your goals, what have you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments down below. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!